Hi guys, and welcome to yet another Vuvu Reads vlog. So it is sprint weekend, and this weekend I'm planning to read and hopefully finish Yinka, Where Is Your Husband by Lizzie Damilola Blackburn. This one was sent to me by Penguin Books for review purposes. That's the book I plan on actually starting and finishing during the sprints. It is going to be a rather hectic sprinting weekend because I am also working this weekend, so I won't have as much time as the other ladies to read. But before the sprint starts, they are starting off on my channel. Why am I saying so much? If you have not yet subscribed, please take the time to press the red subscribe button down below. And if you are a returnee, welcome back, fam, and thank you for joining us once more. So I'm trying to say that at the very least I'd like to finish one book during these sprints. July hasn't been the easiest reading month, I don't want to lie to you guys. I've probably finished only 2 books and I am almost finished with another 2. So if I could just finish 3 or 4, you know, I'll be good, because there was a little bit of a slump. But it's not a slump because I can't read, it's a slump because I actually don't have the time. So like I'm saying, the sprints are on my channel tonight because I am free tonight, and they're kicking off at 7. We're continuing with the 20-hour weekend sprint, so that should be fun. So before I start, because I don't want to be distracted, I thought I would hop on here to share with you guys the basic stuff that we always talk about. Okay, ciao. So it is the cover. The cover is absolutely stunning. I'm assuming this is Yinka, who's got some kind of a list going on here, who, if you're a typical millennial, you know we survive on lists, okay? And a ring there which explains Yinka, Where Is Your Husband. Jendela Benson says, such a warm, funny, relatable book. Beth O'Leary says, hilarious, insightful, and so uplifting. I did do a read of the first chapter for you guys already on my channel. I will try and link it up here somewhere, and it really was hilarious from the get-go. I absolutely love what Lizzie was doing with these characters. I do love the cover, absolutely love it. I get the sense of traditional mixed with modernity. I absolutely love the font on here. It's very playful, it's very whimsical, and I suppose it adds to the humor. So does this lady inside of her ring. It almost reminds me of a rom-com, right? It gives me that feel. And like I'm saying, the traditional borders and the modern feel of the inside is absolutely stunning. I love the colors. This mustard against this pink, funny enough, works. So it's a color blocking situation. Here's Miss Lizzie over here. From what I gather, I think she is a British Nigerian. I don't often find the stuff about the authors, so sometimes I just decide not to look for it. Oh, here we go. About the author, Lizzie Damilola Blackburn is a British Nigerian writer born in Peckham who wants to tell the stories that she and her friends have longed for but never seen. Rom-coms where Cinderella is black and no one bats an eyelid. In 2019, she won the literary consultancy Pen Factor writing competition with the early draft of Yinka, Where Is Your Husband, which she has been writing alongside juggling her job at Carers UK. She has been at the receiving end of the question in the title of her novel many times, and now lives with her husband in Milton Keynes, which is quite sweet. I like that. So the synopsis, I'm going to read you guys the synopsis, and then during the night, depending on how far I get, I will come back and give you guys my thoughts. This one is, I'm just skipping the acknowledgements. It is 390 pages long, so I think I'll divide it in 3, which will make more sense. So 3:30 I'll come back, at 6:60 I'll come back, and at the end at 2:60, what am I saying, 2:60 I'll come back, and then at the end I'll come back and tell you. So my first check-in will be at 1:30. Hopefully that will be still tonight because there are 5 hours of reading, like I said. So the back reads, there are 2 other people who have actually kind of like blurbed this. So Emily Henry says, so modern and fresh. Like Bridget Jones, Yinka is a lovable and relatable disaster. I adore her. And Nikki May from Wahala says, glorious. I read it over 2 nights and loved it. Okay, I'm hoping to pull a Nikki here. I do not want to lie to you guys. I'm hoping it's a 2-night situation up in here. Okay, fine. It says Yinka wants to find love. Her mom wants to find it for her. But how can she find a husband when she is surrounded by her many aunties who frequently and loudly pray for her delivery from singledom, has a preference for chicken and chips over traditional Nigerian food, and a bum she's sure is far too small as a result? Oh, and the fact that she's a 31-year-old South Londoner who doesn't believe in sex before marriage is a bit of an obstacle too. When her cousin gets engaged, Yinka commences Operation Find a Date for Rachel's wedding. Armed with a totally flawed and incredibly specific plan, will Yinka find herself a husband? What if the thing she really needs to find is herself? Marian Key says, warm and fun and sweet and great on female friendships and extended families. Amigo Jean says, Yinka's charming voice draws you in and her journey towards self-acceptance will make you stay. Absolutely love that. This one is published by Penguin, so this is what I'll be tucking into this weekend, and I will check in with you guys, like I'm saying, during the course of the evening. Yeah, cool. Hi guys, so I think it's been 2 weeks since I opened this book, child, and I haven't had a chance to read. July did me dirty. So I only managed to read again this morning, which is, might I add, like the 3rd of August. Hey, we're not laughing, but I managed to get to the third into the book. I can't even speak anymore. Like, a third into the book. This is the book that I was reading. Obviously you guys know that already by now because no time has passed. Okay, all right, so far I feel like I am sensing a little love triangle between Alex. Is it a square? I don't know, because there's Alex, there is Yinka, and there's Derek, right? So Yinka, yeah, and there's Derek. Sorry, I almost gave too much away. And now we've just met Vanessa, which happens to be like a child of a family friend that Yinka used to babysit when they were younger, but now they're in the equation because they're all grown up. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot that's going on here. That is an obstacle basically for Yinka finding possibly a partner before Rachel's wedding. I don't even know how much I told you guys about this, but basically Yinka is looking for a date, a +1 for her cousin's wedding, which the cousin's name is Rachel, which is happening in about 3 months, right? And she is one of the bridesmaids. The bridesmaids were given a bridesmaids goal, I think that's what they called it, of what they want to achieve before the wedding or for the wedding, but it's different things, right? It doesn't necessarily have to do with love or the wedding. So for Yinka specifically though, this was her goal, basically to just get people off her back as well about this. And various things have happened in her pursuing this goal, and I feel like there's just so many obstacles in her way, which is quite interesting. So her other cousin's name is Nana, I want to say. Or is that her best friend? Oh child, there is definitely somebody. Oh, her other cousin is Ola, her best friend is Nana. So Ola and Rachel seem to have this mean girl energy towards Yinka, and Nana is like her piece, her center, her whatever, right? So she's her confidant, everything along those lines. Generally I feel like the book is really very well written. I feel like the story does make sense, and I always refer back to this Bridget Jones similarity that was punted here by Emily Henry, which is spot on. Okay, Yinka is a klutz. Yinka is not socially savvy. Yinka, like the street smarts, she doesn't have the street smarts. She's a nerd. She's basically finding herself in the throes of what actual socializing at her age actually looks like. And because she has currently picked somebody that gives off the energy that most girls would want, she's finding herself in a pickle and not really actually knowing how to handle it. And she does not know how to read, I feel, the signs unless they are quite overt. I don't know if I like the person that she's pursuing right now for her. At the same time, the person pursuing her, I don't know if I like him for her either. So I'm just hoping that there's gonna be a third potential thrown out here, right, for us to finally breathe and think, okay, no, this is where she belongs. But as far as we are going, Mina personally, I don't see it happening. I don't see Yinka pitching up at that wedding with a man, okay? But I will tell you at the 2/3 mark how it flows together. The other thing that I am enjoying about this book, even though it's like 390 pages long, there are pages that are just write-offs, right? So texting, messaging, things like this. So that's not really a laborsome page, right? So those are quite enjoyable, and I absolutely love how they've been presented on the page. But that being said, let me just tuck back into this book and I'll catch you guys at the 2/3 mark, which should be on page, let me just see first. Let me just see if I'm still with it, still understanding. So I said there's 390 pages in all, which is true. So I just passed the 130 page mark. So the next one will be 260. That's when I'll check in with you guys. Hopefully it will still be soon, okay? But I can't make any promises, all right? All that's ringing in my head, guys, is you know where the danger is. As I'm reading this book, I'm like, even the bands, you know where the danger is, guys. It's the women. Honestly speaking, this just reiterates that notion that it is definitely the women. This whole holier than thou or better, right, prestigious position that women put each other in as soon as they are no longer classified single, and this whole looking down on women who either choose not to marry or just aren't in that season in their lives. It's us. I just wanted to come out here and say it. It is us who make the whole situation what it is. I mean, that is the danger. Definitely the danger. Yeah. Okay, so I am still reading Yinka, Where Is Your Husband? And from the synopsis, if any of you have read it, you'll realize that obviously there's pressure on her life, and now she is on a quest to try and find a suitable suitor. Right, okay. So there do happen to be a few men that she can choose from, if you want to put it in that sense. And listen, all of these men have their, I want to say, vices, right? But the one that I actually was not rooting for is coming out tops. Like Donovan, I wasn't too sure about, but right now I feel like Yinka better, if she is going to choose anyone, she better choose Donovan. Honestly, that better be the thing. And for me, the thing there is that that specific man is somebody that she would choose by herself, for herself, not influenced by anybody, not influenced by society, no noise basically around her interaction with the specific person. And I think that her even falling in love with him would be her own self-actualization or understanding. No one has whispered in her ear. No one has tried to convince her that because of this person's credentials, this is why they should be together. None of that. It will be coming straight from her heart. But Yinka is a mess, child. I'm just putting that out there as well. She is a mess. Okay. So I'm sure you guys have seen that what I'm trying to do now is use this platform for updates, reading updates, that is. I'm still reading Yinka. I still have about 50 or so pages left, and I had planned to read all day. It is a public holiday, okay? So I had planned to read all day. Emphasis, or the operative word here, being planned to. Oh, guys, the day did not pan out as planned, but it was productive. It's just that I didn't get to open this book, and I really want to finish it today. But right now, in this very moment, it's not gonna pop, okay? It's not gonna pop, but I wanted to hop on here and still give an update, okay? So at the point where I am right now, this book does span 7 months in a year, right? It starts in January and it is divided by the months. So I am currently, I think, at the end of May. I want to see what the next month is. It's either I'm at the end of May or beginning of June. So I might be, yes, I'm at the end of May. Hi guys, at this point in me, I'm just hoping that Yinka does not find her husband. When they say, Yinka, where is your husband? I'm really just hoping that she just doesn't. Like, the things that this child be doing, okay, it is giving me sleepless nights. It is causing me like inexplicable stress. Yinka is a stress in my life, okay? At some point, I think it was, I want to see, it's one of these, yes, Emily Henry did refer to the character Yinka as similar to Bridget Jones, okay? That was spot on, okay? If you guys watched any of the Bridget Jones movies, I never read the books, but if you watch the movies, Bridget Jones is also a stress. Yinka? She definitely is a modern days Bridget Jones, okay? And I'm getting to the point where I'm just not handling it. And I suppose that's why I'm being a little bit evasive today, but I definitely am going to read a little bit before I sleep, but I won't finish it, that's for sure. I thought I would update you guys. I'm having fun, but Yinka better not find an husband at this point, okay? I feel like, yeah, I know, Makayeke Yinka, she must just leave it be, yeah, that's that on that. Okay. Hi guys, so I don't know how many days have passed since my last insert, but I have been feeling kind of offish. I couldn't pick up the camera. It was one of those yeah, seasons, short-lived, thank God. So I haven't come on here to just share with you guys how far I went with Yinka, but I am here to tell you that I'm done. So I finally finished Yinka, Where Is Your Husband? So I'm trying to give you guys my final thoughts. I'm so sorry I couldn't come to you, like I'm saying, at the second third of the book mark, but let's talk about it. So for me personally, I think that the character Yinka is quite interesting. I know that a lot of us will get frustrated with the naivety of the character, her level of innocence or ignorance, the way she shows up in society for a person of her age. She is 31, is kind of baffling, but at the same time, when you get the character's background, etc., you understand that this is definitely how she would have shown up because of how the author has built this specific character. So it doesn't feel so jarring, if you hear what I'm trying to say. So Yinka is a Christian virgin, but she is not necessarily a charismatic Christian. She has made that decision, however, based on her belief or religion in inverted commas. So in this journey, as we all know, she is in pursuit of her husband because her Nigerian family, especially her mom and her aunts, will not let her live it down. The fact that her younger sister and her only other sibling, which is her younger sister, is married and expecting, and her cousin is also due to be married, and another cousin who's close to her is already married with kids. So she is the only one who's been left out and has been made to feel like she is getting old and should definitely find love. So in this pressure of trying to find love, or a husband more than anything, she makes so many mistakes that I think a lot of millennials have made, myself included, in this pursuit of trying to settle down, trying to understand society and your place in it as a potential wife or somebody who does want that for themselves in the future. So she makes a lot of mistakes, and she carries a lot of shame, a lot of pressure, and a lot of misguided perceptions about herself as well, right? There's a lot of exploration on colorism in this one as well, on the standards of beauty, and on the acceptance of yourself first before you can even want to bring somebody else into the equation. I really think that for a debut, I do believe that this is a debut. For a debut, Lizzie did a very, very good job with this one. I absolutely enjoyed it. There were obviously moments that I feel like could have been fleshed out a little bit more. There were connections that I feel like could have been built up a little bit more. I will not spoil what happens at the end, because I feel like if I give any pointers towards that side, it might end up being a spoiler. However, I will say that of the men that she does encounter, I definitely root for Donovan. Initially, he was not my cup of tea, okay? I just felt like this man is overbearing. His personality is too loud against Yinka's small personality, and how she felt around him is the thing that made me not like him initially. However, as the story progresses, I think that he definitely is my favorite character. There are certain hints here and there with the different men that do come up in the story, that because of Yinka's naivety, a person on the outside looking in can see that possibly, child, this is not what you think it is, or it's really not going to work out. And I think that is the point of the story, that in her desperation and in her naivety, she has made the errors that she has made. But I absolutely love what she did with the story at the end, how she ties it up, how she sends the message home. For me, it was really very spectacularly done. I did rate this one at 3.8 stars. I hope if you do pick it up, or when you do pick it up, that you do enjoy it. One thing I will say though is that this did definitely start on a high for me. I don't think that she maintained, there was humor in the book, don't get me wrong. I don't think that she maintained the humor enough for me. I wanted it to be a serious story told in a light and fluffy manner, as she had done in the chapter that I sampled. I will link the sampling video here. But I feel like as the story progressed, the humor did dwindle, and I really wanted it to stay. I wanted that part of the story so badly. I wish that it had stayed. But anyway, like I'm saying, this was a 3.8 stars for me. And thank you for tuning into this vlog, however many days it took. And I really do appreciate you guys spending time with me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I love you very much for choosing me. Bye now.